If you've been scrolling through endless lists of massage chairs, reading spec sheets, and still feel stuck wondering which one actually delivers on the promises, you're not alone. I've sat through a handful of showroom demos, watched hours of YouTube walkthroughs, and dug through the most common buyer questions online, so I can tell you why the Human Touch Sauna Zero Gravity chair might finally cut through the noise. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What makes the decision feel especially risky with a chair this pricey is the balance between the wow factor you see in a showroom and how it holds up after a month of daily use. You want a unit that actually eases the tension that builds from sitting at a desk all day, not just a piece of furniture that looks impressive but leaves you reaching for the foam roller anyway. The sauna tries to answer that by offering 9 auto-programmed massage sequences that span both STRAC and L-track paths, a built-in heat system, and a separate Calfanfoot module that claims to mimic a spa-grade orbital massage. In plain terms, it's designed to be a one-stop recovery hub for anyone who spends a lot of time on their feet or behind a screen. So, who should consider pressing the Add to Cart button for this chair? If you're a remote worker who spends 8 to 10 hours a day at a laptop, you'll notice the lumbar heat and the shoulder torm sweep the moment you settle in. The STRAC follows the natural curve of the spine, targeting the upper back and neck where tension usually builds, while the L-track extends down to the lower back and hips, which is a real boon for people with chronic lower back stiffness. The added calf and foot massager is a nice surprise for runners or anyone who stands in a kitchen all day. The orbital motion feels more like a therapist's hands than a simple vibration, and the heat element adds a soothing depth that can actually loosen tight calves after a long shift. If you're a gamer who likes to take short breaks between marathon sessions, the chair's Bluetooth speakers let you stream music or game audio directly, so you can stay in the zone while the chair does the work. The doorway clearance feature means you won't need to rearrange your entire living room to fit the unit, just slide it in, and the chair's footprint stays relatively modest for a full-size model. The control panel is tucked to the side and uses a simple dial and a few buttons, which means you don't have to learn a complex app to start a session. A quick press of back relax gets you a 15-minute neck to lower back routine that's perfect for a quick stress relief break. On the flip side, there are a few practical downsides you should weigh before committing. First, the intensity levels feel a bit limited once you move past the beginner setting. The rollers are firm, which is great for deep tissue work, but if you're looking for a light, just-a-touch massage, the chair can feel aggressive, especially on the shoulders. The heat function, while pleasant, only covers the lumbar region. You won't get full-body warmth, so if you expect a sauna-like experience, you'll be disappointed. The foot and calf module is a separate compartment that you have to position manually, and it can be a little fiddly to line up correctly after you've already settled in. Some users have noted a faint hum from the motor after longer sessions, which isn't enough to be a deal-breaker but is something to keep in mind if you share a bedroom or a quiet office space. Another consideration is the long-term comfort of the seat cushion. The foam is designed to conform over time, but after a few weeks of daily use the padding can start to feel a bit softer in the middle, which may reduce the overall support for people who are heavier or who sit for extended periods. Because the chair is fairly heavy, easily over 400 pounds, it requires 2 people to maneuver it into place, and the assembly, while straightforward, does involve a few bolts that you'll need a wrench for. If you're not comfortable with a bit of DIY setup, you might need to schedule a professional delivery, which adds to the total cost. When it comes to value for money, the sauna sits in a sweet spot between entry-level models that feel like a gimmick and luxury chairs that promise a full spa experience at a 6-figure price. At its price point, you're getting a respectable range of massage programs, decent heat coverage, and a built-in entertainment hub, all of which can replace a few monthly visits to a massage therapist if you use the chair regularly. The key is consistency. A 20-minute session after work, 3 to 4 times a week, tends to yield noticeable reductions in neck stiffness and lower back soreness for most people. If you only plan to use it sporadically, the investment might feel harder to justify. In short, the Human Touch Sauna Zero Gravity chair is a solid middle ground option for busy professionals, lighter moderate athletes, and anyone who wants a